Okay, we're carrying on with small frame, Taiji. Yesterday we just did the first move. Well, the first move really, see that when we learn Taiji, we learn it, we have to, even learning it at this level, we still have to learn it incorrectly because being Westerners and not living with the master for, you know, living at the place and learning for 10 years, 15 hours a day, we have to learn it incorrectly because the correct way to learn Taiji is I get out front and do the form and you all follow. You don't even learn it, you just all follow. You might get this over a 3-week period, then you might get the next move and then you might get the next move. So over 10 years you gradually get the whole form simply through following. So you don't learn it in bits. Even in China now, of course, they teach it in bits, which is actually incorrect because there are no movement in Taiji, there are no postures in Taiji. Although we have all the different names for the postures, there are no postures. It's like saying it's 12 o'clock. It's not 12, it cannot possibly be 12 o'clock. You can't have any set time, you know, it's impossible because time moves. And it's the same with Taiji. You can't have any set posture because as soon as you've done one part, it's into the next posture. So with this small frame form, I tend to teach it in more than one bit at a time, and they're the ones that seem to stick together really well. And so the first group of movements that stick together well, if I'm doing the basic form, it's up to there. Perhaps the next move, I'll be going through the whole bloody form in a minute. Yeah, perhaps up to that next move there, where the hands change from that to that. Perhaps up to that, because the pung is a definite step, so that's a good stopping place. So the first, we've done the first. Remember to center yourself first. That's the most important thing. Sink down, and don't bend your knees, but just sink down, and just get some sort of a feeling on your dantian area. And it tends to happen as soon as you open the quas. These upper quas here. As soon as you open them, you tend to get this feeling up into GB20 rather. So that's the first move really. I'll have to go into a little more detail because there are some things that I need to tell you. So we've got the first move, at least a lot of you have got the first move okay. There's the first move. Now that just runs straight into the next move. Now the next move is slightly different in the weighting because of the application, and it really comes from the old Yang style. There are a lot of things in Yang Qing Fu's form that are sort of an advancement of Yang Luchan's form. But the advancements and the... What's the opposite of advancement? Going backwards, anyone? What? Regression. Regression, of course. I better write that down. the regressions of Yang Qing Fu's form far outweigh the advancements. There are only a few advancements. In many ways, Yang Qing Fu was a genius, and had he stayed alive longer than his meagre 56 years, he probably would have changed the form back to more towards the old style, I should imagine, because if you see all the progression of pictures that they took of him, you can see that the form's now starting to go back towards the old form. So in the old form, the second move is, the weight actually goes onto your right leg first. Well, it does anyway in the opening move, but it really is boom, like that, you see, and then it goes wah, wah, down onto that leg. So what your mind is saying here is bah! That's what you're actually saying. Jim, I'll just show you a quick application of that move because it's nice to know the application, so then it gives you a better idea of what you're supposed to be doing here. Here's the punch here, look. Bah! The fingers going into gallbladder 1, scraping it that way from rear to front across the eyes, and this is slamming down on this arm here in this direction, down his arm, like that. So it's going, bah! Throw a punch with that hand in low, bah! And straight after that, bah! That's what we've actually done. See, thank you, Jim. So that's what we've done with that second move. So that's why it's more whoa, like that. More, but that's what your mind's doing. Remember, your mind's doing that. So it's there's the happening.